good, guys? It is Reed and welcome back to another video. Today we got an awesome little false shuffle, one of the most practical false shuffles. Something I was playing with recently and thought about and finally put the touches on to make it feel right and feel fooling and feel convincing. It's a great false shuffle. It's easy, it's in the hands, and it really just mimics a quick overhand shuffle, and it's completely false and it looks absolutely fantastic. People always want in the hands false shuffles, so this is a great one that you can use literally anytime, anywhere. Great for street magic, close-up magic situations. I just want to mention before we jump in, I do offer private lessons if you guys want any help with any of your card magic or mentalism. I will help you get from point A to point B with a custom lesson plan, curriculums, custom effects. You can learn some of my favorite close guarded effects and all that great stuff. So without any further ado, let's get into this false shuffle that I'm simply going to dub the reverse optical shuffle. So let me give you guys a quick demo of this false shuffle. I have the 7 of diamonds on the bottom, followed by all the diamonds, all the spades, all the hearts, and all the clubs with the 9 of clubs on top. So I'll come and I'll give the deck a quick couple of shuffles like this. I can flip it and you can see all the cards changing. Maybe give the cards a couple of cuts. We can throw in another shuffle like that. And if you notice, 7 of diamonds still on the bottom with all the other diamonds, spades, hearts, and clubs with the 9 of clubs remaining on top. All right, so time for the breakdown. So as you guys hopefully can see, this is a pretty cool little false shuffle. Fairly versatile, easy, but most importantly, my favorite thing about it is its practicality. It's just so casual. You just sit back, you just shuffle the cards, and it looks pretty good no matter where you're shuffling from, right? If you can hold the deck this way, like this, and all of that is false, right? All of it's false. So here's what's going on here. So essentially, in slow motion, you're just throwing the top of the deck or the bottom of the deck on top of each other. So you're just going like this, right? You're just dropping the deck in segments. Okay, now we're doing this in a shuffling action, right? So you can see each packet gets cut and flung that way. So hold the deck how you would when you normally would shuffle. And normally it would be resting against those fingers and you'd pick up and you'd throw off packets on top. So this is gonna be the same, except we need to throw these packets underneath. So how we do that is changing the deck to resting against the palm now, okay? Now there's a couple ways you can go about doing this. As you peel off the first packet, you can use the deck to kick it over, and then each time you shuffle, you use the end of the deck to kick the deck over like that. So that's one way. My preferred way is as I pull it off, I just use these fingers to slightly kick it over. And then I throw, and each time I throw, I'm very quickly using the fingers to tilt the packet over into this hand. It's not even noticeable and it happens very quickly. You can see that's how it looks, you know, kind of right up in your face like that. But from back here, I mean, there's nothing to see, but I'm still doing it there, right? That's essentially what's happening. You peel off a packet, throw it this way, peel off another packet, throw it over, another packet, throw another packet off, and you keep going till you hit the end. Another thing you can do is if you tilt your hand down a little bit, now when you throw the cards, they're gonna fall into your hand naturally, just like that, right? Because instead of being tilted like this, you're now tilted over. So when you throw the cards, they're just naturally gonna fall into your hand. Personally, my favorite method is the finger one because it's so quick and it's easy and it's very practical and it looks great. Now, there's another thing to consider with this shuffle, which way you're gonna hold the packet. So normally, we would shuffle with the cards face down. Now, when we do that with this shuffle, because the cards end up being over here, it's now face up. Now this has a great benefit. As you're shuffling through, they see the cards change, which gives a further illusion of the cards being shuffled, right? So that actually looks really good. Only issue is that the bottom card is gonna keep showing up at the end of your shuffle. Now, the way to counteract that, as you see I'm doing here, I just very quickly, as I'm coming down, throwing off that last packet, I'm just picking up again. And you never really get a chance to see that bottom card. So we have the 2 of spades, so I'm shuffling, and I'm already picking it up and continuing the shuffle, right? So you can see I'm getting pretty messy here, and I think that's totally fine, right? With a false shuffle, it really helps and adds all to the illusion. And that's one of the reasons I call it the reverse optical shuffle, because we're almost reversing the overhand shuffle. And it also kind of reminded me of the optical shuffle where you kind of go like this and you don't actually do anything. And it just gave me those vibes. Now, if you want to flip the deck face up as you go into your shuffle, Now when you do it, it's going to be this way, right? And this is also good because it simulates, you know, like we would a normal overhand shuffle when you would see the backs of the cards only, which is kind of a little bit more typical, right? I always like to tilt slightly to the left as I do this because then you're getting that good view of where it is. But this also looks good from straight on, right? It looks like the cards are being completely mixed even though they're just going back on top of each other. And even from this side, it looks really good too. And the nice thing about this is that bottom card becomes kind of hidden by the hand, and now they just see these cards changing as you throw them off. So it looks great from all angles. Now personally, I like the face up method where they see the cards changing and I just pick up before the bottom card is shown. And because that starts in a natural grip, right? We're holding the deck face down. It's very natural for us to come and just pick this up over top and do the shuffle like that. Start with the deck face down, pick it up like we're gonna do an overhand shuffle, and that first packet we toss, flick it over with the fingers, and we just continue doing that until we get to the end of the deck. And then we pick up again, we do it again. As we get to the last packet here, we're gonna throw it down and pick it right back up so they don't have the time to see the bottom card. Now this will take a bit of practice. It's not hard, but it's almost knacky because of how ingrained a regular overhand shuffle is to us, right? It's so ingrained that it's gonna take some time to break that habit and get used to this new kind of false shuffle. But I've been practicing with it a lot, and I'm getting to the point where it feels pretty comfortable now, and I feel like looks very natural as well. So time for some subtleties. So a great subtlety is to combine this with other false shuffles, of course, right? So typically if you're gonna thoroughly shuffle a deck, as someone skilled with cards, you'd probably start with a riffle shuffle, right? Maybe another riffle shuffle here, and in this case I'm just doing like a truffle shuffle, so that's completely false. And then as you casually pick up the deck, then you might go into a couple of quick overhand shuffles to finalize it, right? That's a typical shuffle sequence. Couple of riffles, couple of quick overhand shuffles, and then maybe a cut, right? And I just combine that with the false cut that I've taught on the channel. You can go check that out if you'd like, but all of those together look like a really, really legit shuffle. The biggest thing for this particular shuffle though, I'd say, is to be casual with it. It's okay to get real sloppy, and don't look at your hands while you do it. Don't draw a lot of attention to it. It's not a shuffle that needs to have any attention drawn to it, but it's so deceptive really. If you're just watching it now, it looks like exactly like how an overhand shuffle would pretty much look, right? So time for some other ideas. So I want to talk about quickly a way to change that bottom card when you're doing the shuffle this way and you keep having to show that bottom card over and over. Like I mentioned, you can just quickly pick up again and no one will ever really notice. Another option is if you're comfortable with throwing off cards till you're left with one, right? That's something I'm very comfortable with. I can do it over and over. So if you're comfortable with that, now you can do this over here, and when you've shuffled off to the last card, which is the bottom card, you throw it on top, right? So it's like this, and I threw that last one on top. Shuffle like this, threw that last one on top, and you can see that bottom card is now changing, but those bottom cards are being saved in order on the top of the deck now. So all that's happening is I pull off, throw, 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 and then I throw that on top of the end by just kicking over with my thumb a little bit. Now what you've done is you've created a bank of the cards on the bottom, so you just have to count how many times you've done it. So let's try this now. Ace of spades on the bottom. We'll do false shuffle number 1. Now we have the Queen of Hearts. We'll do false shuffle number 2, and then the Jack of Diamonds, false shuffle number 3. And I've just been throwing each of those cards on the top of the deck, so now they're saved there. So all I would have to do is know I did 3 false shuffles, and maybe I spread over, get a break under those 3 cards, give the deck a cut, something like that, and I've completely returned that order. Another variation that you may like is doing this with a bit of a cut almost, and it starts with a little bit more resemblance to a pure, overhand shuffle that's done in this fashion. So you peel off like that, leaving a chunk in your hand, and then you throw this one and you use the kick over method with the deck to kick these cards over here. Now you pick up this and throw that back on top. So at a bit of speed, it looks like that, all right? So I'm pulling off, throwing this and kicking it over, kicking the rest over, picking this back up and throwing it over top. And at speed again, it kind of looks like that. And I like that variation as well. It has a few nice benefits of being able to just peel off that top section and then the rest just kind of gets thrown over there. And there's 2 motions to it, so it almost feels like you're giving the deck a shuffle and a cut. All right, guys, I hope you loved that false shuffle, and you can see how useful this is, how practical this kind of false shuffle can be. For me, I'm all about practical moves that we can use in our magic, even the tricks I teach, right? There's a lot of people who just, you know, especially even on YouTube, they just teach card tricks over and over that just aren't as practical, right? You get in situations, someone hands you a deck of cards, what are you gonna do, right? You can't always carry all these gimmicks, all these different decks with you. You can't always have time to set up. So my biggest goal on this channel is to teach practical controls, practical magic that we can do anytime, anywhere. You know, my style is sort of a street magic, close-up style, and so that's the type of magic I'm gonna teach. I have a lot of other effects that, you know, I could teach, but they won't fit the style that I'm trying to push here. At the end of the day, when you're surrounded, you got people all around you, and you have to do some of these controls, these false shuffles, these moves that are more difficult, more angly, it's gonna be very hard. So I'm trying to teach you guys some stuff that's easy, practical, that you can do fully surrounded, that you can do with no heat on you, no pressure, because it's so simple. Thank you guys for watching. If you like these tutorials, make sure to leave a like, leave a comment, share the video, all that good stuff, so I can keep bringing some more awesome tutorials. I got some great stuff coming up, a really cool little force. I got one of my favorite effects that I've got so much mileage out of over the years, and I have the in the hands version of the on the run control coming soon. That with a bunch of other theory, street magic, performance breakdown videos, and all that good stuff. So if you'd like to set up a private lesson or check out and get more details, feel free to send me an email or check out the link below at my website, and you can check out some merch as well while you're there. Anyways, guys, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and with all that said, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will catch you in the next video.